Now we have to discuss the unit 4 in the same segments, that we have to now discuss the issue and challenges of the inventory management. What are our learning objectives? That we have to discuss duties of inventory manager and their responsibility of inventory and materials manager, sign of good inventory managers, symptom of the poor inventory management, purpose of the inventory management, consequence of over inventory and under management. So these are things to be discussed in this lesson. What is introduction? There is a general belief that investment management is a risk-free, fearless, relaxed environment filled confidence by assured productions in organizations. The actual life situation, it has many issues during the procurement, receipt, storage, maintenance, usage and disposal of inventory are posing challenge materials management. What is the introduction of this inventory management is issue and challenges? That inventory management means planning, organizing, handling and storing adequate level of inventory with optimized cost to meet the customer demand. Once of the stock arrives at premises, inventory management ensures receiving, counting, storing, sorting, arranging, storage and maintenance of these items efficiently. The stocks which are stored in the warehouse can be utilized following ways. First, distribution to the production unit. Second, direct distribution to the market. We have a schematic diagram of the flow of inventory, how the flow of inventory come to the premises of the industry and how it is going out with the finished product. It is a very typical phenomena that we have to this one that we are seeing that there will be the inward delivery of goods have come to the receipt at factory premises. Before that, it not shown in factory premises, it was inspected. Before storing this one, it was under inspection, and inspection has have a green signal, then it will go to the stored in warehouse. After the warehouse or the store will go to the manufacturing site, assembly line or in factory, the different machines, so that they will be used in manufacturing of the finished products. And once the finished product is prepared from the manufacturing line or conversion process, it will go for the quality test. So when it is okay by quality test, it will go for the distribution. We have a different flow of inventory. After the flow inventory, what are the exact duties of inventory manager? The first duty is that to ensure continuous flow of raw material and finished good so that production should not hamper for the want of material at any time. To maintain the stock record and conduct stock verification time to time, obsolescence and shortage. To meet the customer demand in coordination with optimum level in the coordination with finance manager as and when required basis by the operational and sales activities. Means if you have a finance investment in inventory, then there is a large sum of finance is incurred in the inventory, and we have to see that no excess and under stocking to optimal level because at the same time we have to coordinate with the finance manager so that our finance should be involved in inventory should be kept minimum. There will be the things that operational and sales activity. Third point is that to maintain the material costs under control so that they can contribute to minimize the cost. So actually what are the material costs that are estimated? We should keep the material costs under estimation and they contribute in the minimizing the cost of production. So avoid the increase in the production cost due to the inventory, due to the excess price of inventory should not be happened and it should be avoided, and there will be minimizing the cost of production. The next point is that eliminate duplication in ordering a stock which can possible by centralizing purchase. And the online connection is there throughout the stores, throughout the units. It is very easy to monitor that there will be not a duplication of ordering a stock of the same item. The same item which is lying in a store, suppose it is available in a store 1 or in a store 2 or in a store 3 or a store 4, available at a different location, so that this material, balance material should be used for the production and thereafter the ordering the material, so that the purchasing order should not be duplicated. By this will be only monitor the consumption rate and the balance available in the store and their consumption rate. Now we have already discussed the duties. We are discussing now responsibility of inventory manager. purchase the material at low rate using EOQ, other optimization techniques. Means we have different modeling of to decide that how much item to be ordered, how much, what is the ordering rate and reordering rate. It should be decided by certain mathematical calculations or mathematical modeling. One of the famous model is the EOQ, economic order quantity. Means the economic order quantity, at the same time order is repeated, and seeing that the total cost of the production should be kept minimum. This modeling should ensure you that by ordering a reordering point, we can order the material whenever it is a consumption rate, seeing the consumption rate, so that our production, our cost is kept minimum. Development of good vendors, suppliers, maintain the good relationship with them. Means we have to develop the vendors and suppliers as per your need and as per your items. At a critical moment, we have not to search the vendors. We have a vendor list and develop the vendors as a small scale industry should be mushrooming in the vicinity of the main industry, and we can go for good vendors and supplier, maintain a good goods, so that the supplier in vicinity of that one or ancillary units, which depends on the main production line of the factory, should supply the material in a regular way, so that their main outflow and inflow should be maintained. And the main production factory has to ensure that there will be always welcome of good vendors and good supply should be maintained. Next point is that product improvement with the reference to new materials and updated models. So what are the customer comforts and needs? We have to improve the product design so that it satisfies customer and make the customer comfortable with that one. So with the new reference to new materials, with the updated models, we have to also update the raw materials, which should be produced by the main production by the vicinity vendor units to the main factory. Next point is participating in development of new materials and product, cutting the operating cost by providing materials in the right time. To monitor the material and to monitor its location, its quantity, its quality, we have codification, various reduction and standardization of material. We have to standardize the material by dimensions, by codes, so that our material is standardized and it can be used anyway to any machines of their standardizations. Codification of the store material. Storing and safeguard the material means we have to properly store the material and safeguard the material. It should be safe in the stocks. Favorable reciprocal relation with all departments means we have to maintain a smooth relationship with all the departments. So the main thing is that each department we should be maintain a relationship with their knowing the consumption rate and requisitions very properly, and it should be monitored by the software. Next point in development of good record keeping system means we have to develop the good record keeping system that keep the expenses of department low, because all the departments have been using the materials and they see that their material is not wastage that one. So we keep the expenses of department in a very accurate operation rate is there in each department on assembly line, on different assembly line, so that the expense of the inventory or the raw material should be kept minimum. Economic decision making such as make or buy inventory cycles, line of balance means we have to take all the decision within the company interest, in the interest of the economy, so that making such a make or buy, we have to make it in a house or buy from the other vendors inventory cycle, and so that line of balance should be maintained. Inter-department relations and coordinating for the use of common material means there will be the inter-department relations and coordination for the use of the common materials, so that the same material should be used by the different department, should not be duplicated and making a store in the excess way. The forecast of estimate of material requirement, expansion of business by acquisition, and balancing of the objective. Means balancing the objective means what are the objective? Objective means we have to have a minimum inventory and we have the consumption rate. We have also the avoid the delay in the consumption rate, or we have to maintain the consumption rate so that our main production line should not be disturbed. Sign of good inventory management. So definitely there is a people say that there is a good inventory management and bad inventory management. What are the sign of good inventory management? We have to see that optimal storage cost, so that our inventory should be minimum. Second point is minimum sufficient stock, means your stock is should be maintained sufficient so that there will be no stoppage of work due to the lack of raw materials. Preventing dead stock means we have the item, a slow moving item or a high value item is suppose not used and lying in the store, it is a dead stock, and due to that one, so we have a very much sure that the material in need should be procured only and there should not be any dead stock. Next point is the reducing the inventory cost value, so we can procure that item. Enhance cash flow, so that our main consumption rate should be continued and there will be no more inventory in the store. Handle unforeseen circumstances, means which circumstance we have never expect that one, so there will be a buffer inventory or to see a emergency inventory to handle the unforeseen circumstances. Delivery in time. The delivery of the semi-finished goods or raw material should be in time. At the same time, delivery should be in time so that customers should not be hampered. No idling of workers. Optimize the storage cost inventory if minimize the chances of maintaining extra goods, and requirements are predetermined, which ultimately cuts down the unnecessary warehouse cost. This optimized storage cost is a symptomatic feature of the good inventory management, means we have a chance of the maintaining extra goods and the requirements are predetermined, means it is already in the previously it is determined that this much of requirement is there, so we have to cut the cost for another procurement, we have to stop the procurement and cut the inventory cost to just stop the unnecessary warehouse cost, maintain a sufficient stock. If sufficient stocks are maintained, inventory can assure the constant supply for use. There will be no shortage of raw material to the production department with a good inventory practice, good inventory management practice. Preventing dead stock means even the item is not used in production, that is lying idle from the since long time and it is a dead stock. So this dead stock should be avoided, and we will very much consciously watch the consumption rate of the raw material to the production line or assembly line. The chances of wastage will be minimum if good spoilage or dead stock were minimum. A penny saved is twice, and the penny earned because the one is saved, other is earned, which you would have otherwise have been spent in addition. The lowest dead stock inventory is the indication of the effective flow of inventory. Reduce the inventory cost value means the organization can bargain for the discount if they buy more quantities, more number of times. Further, other benefits such as complementary items, long credit periods, and saving in contingent costs are offered by the company if there is a constant purchase of the raw material. This also spreads the good name of the organization. So that how the reduce the inventory cost value, enhance cash flow. Inventory has a tremendous impact on budget of the organization. Means inventory which involve the cost and working capital, so definitely it has impact on the budget of organization. A budget is made for the company, then a portion of the budget, major portion of the budget is involved in the inventory. With the efficient inventory management, the organization can ensure the sufficient liquid cash to enhance its operational efficiency, and this enhanced cash flow is a indicator of good inventory management. Means we have to very much see the budget of the organizations, and we can ensure that sufficient liquid cash to enhance its operational efficiency by keeping the finance minimum on the inventory management, by improving the inventory management to the efficient inventory management. This enhanced cash flow is an indicator of good inventory management. This handle unforeseen circumstances. That is a layoff, strikes, band, other transportation difficulties, road closed, or can lower the production, disturb the production schedule. This is in turn that disturb the material planning. A good inventory management nullifies the effect of such problem. Delivery in time, inventory store result, smooth production. The organization can earn reputation as a reliable supply. The prompt deliveries are the simple indicators of good inventory management. No idling of workers and machinery. Sufficient stock makes the production continuous. Without the machine is to be yet to be another goods. So we have to, no idling of workers, machinery should be there. We have to maintain that production line should not be disturbed due to the workers idling going on, so that there will be a proper flow of stocks and there will be a continuous production line, continuous uninterrupted production line. What are the symptoms of poor inventory management? The first symptom is the working capital tied up, space requirements. The more the symptom of bad inventory management, that increase the insurance charges, increase overhead expense. There will be chances of damage of the items because these items are not properly monitored, not seen, not physically verified for the long time. So the chances of damage of the material will be there. Increase the chance of obsolete. The purpose of inventory management. The purpose of inventory management is to help the organization easily and efficiently manage. What are those functions? Ordering, stocking, storing and using of inventory. By this, organization can estimate what items are in the stock, how much them they are, and they are located. Further, it can also ensure the availability of materials in sufficient quantity as when required, and also to minimize the investment in inventory. Practicing a strong inventory management allows the organization to understand how they use their inventory and how demand changes over the time. Means the purpose of inventory to feed the materials to the main production line in an efficient way. What is the purpose of inventory management? To maintain independence of operations, to allow flexibility in production scheduling, to meet the variation in product demand, to take advantage of economic purchase order size, to provide a safeguard for variation in raw material delivery time. Means to maintain independence of operation, means whatever the operation is there, having a different consumption rate of the different materials should be maintained at inventory. But at the time of need, they require the inventory and they use it. Next one is that there is a flexibility in the production scheduling. Means to meet the variation in the product demand. Means there will be to meet the variation, to take advantage of economic purchase order size, we have to always have a procurement on economic basis. We are following some modeling, that EOQ or some other mathematical modeling, to see that total cost of production and the procurement should be kept minimum. To provide safeguard for variation in raw material delivery time. What is the summary of this lesson? A brief concept of the direct distribution production unit makes the routine function, duties of inventory, duties and function of inventory manager have been also explained. Responsibility of function manager, inventory manager have been explained in line with coordination with the finance head and other departmental heads, how a perfect inventory management works and what are the drawbacks of the poor management, inventory planning, control, and so that the result of the over under inventory have been discussed, because the concept of over and under inventory leads to a financial loss to the company. But definitely this should be taken care very properly, that the consumption rate, there should not be much more difference between the consumption rate and procurement rate. This should be matched properly, and there is a regular flow of the output or finished good to the market, so that the revenue of company should be collected in a revenue of the company should be stored properly.